temperature 17, 2.16, QNH 1019. Advise on initial contact, you have information. Echo.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Yankee, Bravo, Charlie, Golf, airport information. Echo 1230. Zulu, weather, wind, calm, visibility 10,000. Sky clear, temperature 17.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
clearance delivery, Jetstar 435 with ATIS request clearance.
435, departing, runway cleared to play, NNL Yssy Lima India for departure and then modified, climb to 8,000, expect 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 127.45, squawk 3462, QNH 1019er.
Cleared via the Bravo Uniform Romeo Lima India 452 8000. Expect within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 127.45.
Cockpit
Squawk
preparation
3462. QNH 1019er. Jetstar
Both off.
435.
435, respect correct, contact ground on
As
121.82.
required.
ECAM recall.
Checked.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All
Parking brake.
passengers are aboard.
Parking brake. Parking brake.
Delivery 405 with 11 request clearance.
405, departing, runway cleared to play, SS play, via the APA Golf India for departure and then modified, climb to 7,000, expect 10 minutes after departure. departure. Departure frequency is 127.45. Squawk 6351. QNH 1019er.
Clear to destination airport via APA Golf India 4. Climb and maintain 7000. Expecting within 10 minutes. Departure on 127.45. Squawk 6351. QNH 1019er 405.
405.
Cheers.
Feedback correct.
Roger. 405.
Air condition. Fuel pumps. Weather radar. Gain. Mode.
Hello,
Checked.
Captain. We are ready for
Thrust
pushback.
levers,
Idle.
Engine mode selector.
Checked normal.
ATC. Mode. System. Altitude reporting.
Checked.
TCAS.
Checked standby.
Locking gear.
Checklist complete.
Clearance, Juliet Sierra Tango 405. We have the numbers. Requesting clearance.
JST 405. Clear to Yankee Sierra Sierra Yankee via the APA Golf India 4 departure and then modified. Climb to 6000. Expect flight level 350. 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 127.45. Squawk 2120. QNH 1019er.
Cleared to Yankee Sierra Yankee via the Alpha Papa Alpha Golf India 4 departure. Done as follows. Climb and maintain 6000. Expect flight level 350 within 10 minutes. Departure on 127.45. Squawk 2120. QNH 1019er. Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
JST 405. Feedback correct. Contact ground on 121.82.
Roger, going to 121.82. Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Ground, Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Requesting engine start and pushback.
JST 405. Startup is approved.
Startup and push approved. Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Set on.
External power.
Disconnected and
Departure
off.
check completed. Bypass pin
Camera
inserted. Release parking brakes.
Both on.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Barrel reference.
Release
Checked.
parking brakes.
1019er.
1019er. Check. Beacon lights.
Set on.
Release parking brakes.
Auto.
Checklist complete.
Release parking brakes. Release parking brakes. Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes
Commencing
release.
push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Starting engine 2.
Engine 2 is stabilized.
Starting number 1.
Ground GoCat 609er. Request startup and pushback.
609. Startup is approved.
Set parking brakes.
609er.
Parking brakes are
Waiting your
set.
confirmation for good engine start.
Ground GoCat 609er. Request taxi.
609. Taxi via Alpha Charlie to runway 14.
Via Alpha Charlie to runway 14. GoCat 609er.
Unlocking gear.
Engine 1 is stabilized.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Ground Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Ready to taxi. JST 405.
Right is
Taxi
clear.
via Delta Charlie to runway 14. Via taxiway Delta Charlie to runway 14. Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Now we ask that you
After
direct your
start
attention
checklist.
to the forward side of each cabin to the TV monitors for a brief
Engine mode
report safety
selector.
message.
Check
Couple
normal.
of minutes.
APU bleed.
The captain has
Set
turned on the
off.
fasten seatbelt sign. If you haven't already done so,
Set
we request
off.
that you store your luggage and take your seats so we can have an on-time departure. For those passengers seated in a designated exit row, you may be called upon to open that exit in the event of an emergency. Please refer to the safety briefing card or the exit row information card located in the seat back pocket to ensure you meet the exit row criteria and understand the information.
Run and trim.
After carefully reviewing
Check
this card,
zero.
if you believe you could be
Pitch
injured,
trim.
do not wish to or cannot perform the functions listed, please notify a flight attendant. At this time, we also request that you install your electronic devices until we are above 10,000 feet. I will notify you when it is safe to bring these items out for use. If there's any question as
Set.
to what device you can use on board today, please refer to the One for Work section of your My magazine. Thank you for your
Flaps one.
attention.
Flight controls. Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
ECAM door page.
Checked.
Hand signal.
Received.
Checklist complete.
Taxiing checklist.
Exterior lights.
Checked.
Brake check.
Pedal pressed. Checked 0. Checked.
Auto brakes.
Max.
Takeoff data.
Reviewed.
FCU.
Checked.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Weather radar. Power supply. Wind shear.
552. Hold your position.
Checked.
Holding our
Set.
position. GoCat 552.
Config.
552. Continue taxi.
Roger. GoCat 552. Roger. GoCat 552.
TO config. Checklist complete.
ST405, contact tower on 118.7. Going to 118.7. Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please. Tower Juliet Sierra Tango 405, holding short of runway 14, ready for departure.
Before takeoff checklist.
405, hold your position. Roger, hold position. Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Off.
Engine mode selector.
Check normal.
TCAS.
TARA, tilt above.
Exterior light.
Jetstar 405, line up runway 14. Line up and wait runway 14, Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Jetstar 405, wind 360 at 0, runway 14, clearance for takeoff, good flight. Cleared for takeoff, runway 14, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Takeoff.
Check. Thrust set.
Eight knots.
knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate.
V1.
V2.
Rotate.
Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Departure Juliet Sierra Tango 405 with you passing 600 to 6,000.
Jetstar 405. Radar contact. Continue via ABA Golf India 4 departure. Climb to 6,000.
Via the Alpha Papa Alpha Golf India 4 departure. Climb to 6,000 Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Flaps 0.
Speed check. Flaps 0.
Jetstar 405. Climb to flight level 120.
Climb to flight level 120 Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Climb thrust. And the after takeoff checklist.
Jetstar 405. Climb to flight level 180.
Spoiler.
Climb to flight level 180 Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Landing gear.
Gear up, lights off.
Exterior lights.
Checked.
Packs.
Both on.
Anti-ice.
Off.
TCAS.
Set.
Altimeter.
Standard.
Checklist complete. Passing 10,000 feet.
requesting direct Alpha Delta Mike Alpha Romeo Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Jetstar 405, clear direct to Alpha Delta Mike Alpha Romeo intersection. Turn left heading 200. Climb to flight level 180. Continue own navigation.
Clear direct Alpha Delta Mike Alpha Romeo intersection left turn heading 200. Climb to flight level 180. Continue via own nav Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Jetstar 405, contact Brisbane on 120.3.
Going to 120.3, Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Brisbane Control, Juliet Sierra Tango 405, with you passing flight level 160 for flight level 180.
Jetstar 405, roger, climb to flight level 290.
Climb to flight level 290, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Brisbane Centre, Jetstar 404, good day. With you, passing flight level 2804, flight level 230.
Jetstar 404, identified, descend to flight level 230.
Descending to flight level 230, Jetstar 404.
Climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climb and maintain flight level 220, 499er.
Brisbane Centre, velocity 704, good day. With you, passing flight level 260 for flight level 310.
Velocity 704, identified, climb to flight level 310.
Climbing to flight level 310, velocity 704.
Jetstar 404, descend to flight level 180.
Descending to flight level 180, Jetstar 404.
Center, Qantas 615. With you, passing flight level 310 for flight level 360.
Qantas 615. Identified. Climb to flight level 360.
Climbing to flight level 360. Qantas 615.
499. Climb to flight level 270.
Climbing to flight level 270 for 9er.
Brisbane Center, GoCat 372. With you at flight level 290. GoCat 372. Identified. Jetstar 405, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Qantas 615, descend to flight level 290.
Descending to flight level 290. Qantas 615.
GoCat 372, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, GoCat 372.
Jetstar 405, contact Brisbane on 122.6.
Going to 122.6, Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Brisbane Control, Juliet Sierra Tango 405. With you passing flight level 280 for flight level 350.
Jetstar 405, roger.
Centre, velocity 704. Good day. With you at flight level 360.
Velocity 704 identified. Jetstar 405. Contact Brisbane on 120.3. Bye-bye.
Going to 120.3. Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Brisbane Control, Juliet Sierra Tango 405. With you passing flight level 340 for flight level 350.
Jetstar 405. Roger.
Brisbane Center, Q-Link 1544 today. With you at flight level 330.
Q-Link 1544 identified.
125.2 Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Brisbane Control Juliet Sierra Tango 405 with you at flight level 350.
Juliet Sierra Tango 405 identified.
Brisbane 499er with you at flight level 300.
499er, roger. Juliet Sierra Tango 405, contact Brisbane Control on 125.75. Good day.
Going to 125.75 Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Brisbane Control Juliet Sierra Tango 405 with you at flight level 350.
Jetstar 405, roger. Jetstar 405, maintain present altitude. Expect vectors to ILS, approach runway 34 left.
Maintain present altitude, cleared via transition, Mike Echo, Papa, India, Lima 3 vectors, ILS, approach, runway 34 left, Juliet, Sierra Tango 405.
Jetstar 405, descend to flight level 230.
Descend to flight level 230, Juliet, Sierra Tango 405.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you're up and about in the cabin, we ask that you take your seats and make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened.
Brisbane Centre, velocity 704, good day. With you at flight level 360.
Velocity 704, roger.
Brisbane Centre 704, with you at flight level 360.
704, identified. Jetstar 405, contact Brisbane on 127.1, bye-bye.
Going to 127.1, Juliet, Sierra Tango 405. Brisbane Control, Juliet Sierra Tango 405, with you passing flight level 310 for flight level 230.
JST 405 identified. Continue.
Continue on the arrival, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
JST 405, contact Brisbane on 130.1.
Going to 130.1, Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Brisbane Control, Juliet Sierra Tango 405, with you passing flight level 290 for flight level 230.
Jetstar 405, roger. Continue via the arrival route.
Continue on the arrival, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Brisbane Center, Jetstar 499er, with you at flight level 300.
Jetstar 499er, identified.
Brisbane Center, Jetstar 405, good day. With you at flight level 320.
Jetstar 405, roger.
Brisbane Center, velocity 1187, with you at flight level 220.
Velocity 1187, roger. Jetstar 405, descend to flight level 170.
Descend to flight level 170, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Brisbane Center, Jetstar 812, with you at flight level 330. Jetstar 812, roger. Brisbane Center, velocity 1555, with you at flight level 350. Velocity 1555, roger. 8. Expedite climb to flight level 220.
Expedite climb to flight level 2208.
8. Climb to flight level 220.
Climb to flight level 2208.
Eight. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude 8.
Jetstar 499er. Descend to flight level 250.
Descending to flight level 250. Jetstar 499er.
Jetstar 405. Descend to flight level 270.
Descending to flight level 270, Jetstar 405.
Eight. Climb to flight level 250.
Climbing to flight level 2508.
Jetstar 499er. Descend to flight level 200.
Descending to flight level 200. Jetstar 499er.
Jetstar 405. Contact Brisbane on 125.7.
Going to 125.7. Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Brisbane Control, Juliet Sierra Tango 405. With you passing flight level 210 for flight level 170.
Jetstar 405 identified. Continue via the arrival. Descend to flight level 120.
Continue on the arrival. Descend to flight level 120. Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Jetstar 405. Descend to flight level 220.
Descending to flight level 220, Jetstar 405.
Q-Link 2165, climb to flight level 230.
Climbing to flight level 230, Q-Link 2165.
140, descend to flight level 250.
Descend to flight level 250, 140. Descend to flight level 250, 140.
Brisbane 704, with you at flight level 360.
Jetstar 499, descend to flight level 160. .704, Roger. Jetstar 405, descend to flight level 170.
Descending to flight level 170, Jetstar 405.
140, descend to flight level 200.
Descend to flight level 200, 140.
Descending to flight level 160, Jetstar 499er.
Brisbane Centre, Q-Link 2181, with you at flight level 230.
Q-Link 2181, Roger. Q-Link 2181, descend to flight level 180.
Descending to flight level 180, Q-Link 2181.
Jetstar 405, descend to 8000, QNH 1015.
Descend to 8000, QNH 1015, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Velocity 1187, descend to flight level 170.
Descending to flight level 170, velocity 1187.
Brisbane Centre, GoCat 609er, good day. With you passing flight level 320 for flight level 270. 140, descend to flight level 160. GoCat 609er, Roger. Descend to flight level 270. Descending to flight level 270. GoCat 609er. Q-Link 2003. Contact approach on 124.4.
124.4. Q-Link 2003.
Jetstar 405. Descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, Jetstar 405.
Descend to flight level 160-140.
Jetstar 405. Descend to 8000. Contact approach on 124.4.
Descend to 8000 going to 124.4. Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Approach Juliet Sierra Tango 405 with you passing flight level 120 for 8000.
JST 405, cleared transition. SAN Alpha Delta, expect MET India Lima 3, expect vectors to ILS approach runway 34 left.
Cleared via transition, Mike Echo Papa India Lima 3 vectors, ILS approach runway 34 left, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Approach Jetstar 405 with you, passing flight level 150 for 10,000.
405, roger, descend to 10,000.
Descending to 10,000, Jetstar 405.
Approach 317, passing flight level 110 for 5,000. 317, roger, descend to 5,000. Descend to 5,000, 317. Descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, Jetstar 405.
Request 34 right Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
JST 405, maintain altitude, cleared transition. SAN Alpha Delta, expect MET India Lima 3, expect vectors to ILS approach runway 34 right.
Maintain present altitude, cleared via transition, Mike Echo Papa India Lima 3 vectors, ILS approach runway 34 right Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
2181, descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, fueling to 181.
ST405, maintain altitude, cleared via MEP, India, Lima 3, expect vectors to ILS, approach runway 34, right.
Maintain present altitude, Mike Echo Papa India Lima 3 vectors, ILS, approach runway 34 right, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
2181, descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, fueling to 181.
Approach 140, with you passing 8,000 for 4,000.
140, roger, descend to 4,000.
Descend to 4,000, 140.
Maintain altitude.
Present altitude 441.
441, maintain altitude.
Present altitude 441.
Maintain altitude.
Present altitude 441.
441, maintain altitude.
Present altitude 441.
JST405, descend to 7,000.
Descend to 7,000, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling to 181.
Maintain altitude.
Present altitude 441.
441, slow to 130.
Slowing down to 130, 441.
Approach X519er. With you, passing 10,500 for 5,000.
519er, roger, descend to 5,000.
Descend to 5,000, X519er.
2181, maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling to 181.
Maintain altitude.
Present altitude. 39er.
39er, maintain altitude.
Present altitude, 39er.
441, maintain altitude.
Present altitude 441.
441, descend to 5,000.
Descending to 5,000. 441.
JST 405, descend to 5,000.
Descend to 5,000, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling to 181.
Descend to 8,000.
Descending to 8,000. 39er.
39er, descend to 8,000.
Descending to 8,000, 39er.
140, maintain altitude.
Maintain present altitude, 140.
441, descend to 3,000.
Descending to 3,000. 441.
Niner 35, maintain altitude.
Present altitude, velocity 935.
Maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling to 181.
2206, maintain altitude.
Present altitude, Q-Link 2206.
Approach Qantas 422. Review passing 10,300 for 5,000.
140, maintain altitude. Qantas 422, roger, descend to 5,000.
Descending to 5,000. Qantas 422.
1187, descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, velocity 1187.
834, maintain altitude.
Present altitude, velocity 834.
Niner 35, climb to 3,000.
Climbing to 3,000, velocity 935.
Niner 16, maintain altitude.
Present altitude 916.
609er, descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, GoCat 609er.
720, maintain altitude.
Present altitude, Jetstar 720.
2181, maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling to 181.
2206, maintain altitude.
Present altitude, Q-Link 2206.
1187, descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, velocity 1187.
JST 405, maintain heading.
Maintain present heading, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
834, climb to 4000.
Climbing to 4000, velocity 834.
Maintain altitude.
Percent altitude. Velocity 1175.
Niner 16. Climb to 3000.
Climbing to 3000, 916.
60 Niner. Descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160. GoCat 609er.
2206. Climb to 4000.
Climbing to 4000, Q-Link 2206.
2021. Maintain altitude.
Maintain present altitude 2021.
2181. Maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling 2181.
37. Maintain altitude.
Present altitude 37.
37. Maintain altitude.
Maintain present altitude 37.
1187. Descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, velocity 1187.
Clear of traffic.
Descend to 6000.
Descending to 6000. Velocity 1175.
2021. Maintain altitude.
Maintain present altitude 2021.
2181. Maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling 2181.
140. Maintain altitude.
Maintain present altitude 140.
Qantas 63. Float at 170.
Slowing down to 170. Qantas 63.
28. Maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Yellowstar 28.
Descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, Jetstar 405.
Qantas 422. Descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, Qantas 422.
JST 405. Turn left, heading 020. Descend to 2000. Maintain 185 knots to Bravo, Oscar, Bravo, India, Golf.
Left turn heading 020. Descend to 2000. Speed to 5. On nav 2 Bravo, Oscar, Bravo, India, Golf. Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
2181. Maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Fueling 2181.
140. Climb to 5000.
Climb to 5000 140.
28. Maintain altitude.
Present altitude. Yellowstar 28.
Traffic.
2181. 9er, float at 130.
Slowing down to 130, go cut 609er.
519er, descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160, back 519er.
2206, float at 130.
Reducing speed to 130, Q-Link 2206.
405, descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, Jetstar 405.
Qantas 422, descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, Qantas 422.
1187, maintain altitude.
Present altitude, velocity 1187.
2181, descend to 7000.
Descending to 7,000. Fueling to 181.
140, maintain altitude.
Maintain present altitude 140.
9er 55, float at 170.
Slowing down to 170, Rex 955.
JST 405, descend to 2000. Cleared final approach. Report to tower at the marker. Frequency is 120.5.
Descend to 2000 cleared. Approach tower at the marker 120.5. Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
28, maintain altitude.
Present altitude, Yellowstar 28.
609er, maintain altitude.
Present altitude, go cut 609er.
Qantas 422, contact tower on 120.5.
2,500.
120.5, Qantas 422.
Tower Juliet Sierra Tango 405. On final for runway 34 right.
Jetstar 405. Slow to final approach speed QNH 1015. Cleared to land runway 34 right.
Coming back to final approach speed QNH 1015. Cleared to land runway 34 right. Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
Tower Qantas 422. On final, request landing runway 25.
Qantas 422. Cleared to land runway 25. QNH 1015.
Clear to land runway 25. QNH 1015. Qantas 422.
Speed.
1,000.
Speed. Autopilot off. Speed.
Tower Rex 955 on final. Request landing runway 34 right.
Rex 955. Cleared to land runway 34 right. QNH 1015.
Clear to land runway 34 right. QNH 1015. Rex 955.
Tower Qantas 520, holding short of runway 34 right, ready for departure.
Qantas 520. Hold your position.
Holding our position. Qantas 520.
Tower Q-Link 2206. On final request landing clearance. Runway 34 left.
Q-Link 2206. Cleared to land runway 34 left. Slow to final approach speed QNH 1015.
Clear to land runway 34 left. Final approach speed. QNH 1015. Q-Link 2206.
200.
Tower Jetstar 405. On final request landing clearance. Runway 34 right.
Jetstar 405. Cleared to land runway 34 right. QNH 1015.
Clear to land runway 34 right. QNH 1015. Jetstar 405.
Retard.
Tower, fueling to 181 on final request land. Runway 34 left.
Q-link to 181. Cleared to land runway 34 left. QNH 1015.
Clear to land runway 34 left, QNH 1015. Fueling to 181.
Jetstar 405. Gate is left. Contact ground control on 121.7.
Going to 121.7. Juliet Sierra Tango 405. Ground, Juliet Sierra Tango 405, ready to taxi.
Jetstar 405, taxi via uniform, Lima Bravo Charlie. The terminal 1, gate Delta 1, 2.
Taxi via uniform, Lima Bravo Charlie, 2 terminal 1, gate Delta 1, 2, Juliet Sierra Tango 405.
To get up and move about the cabin. We also ask that you keep the aisles clear of any carry-on baggage. This is the termination of our flight this morning, so we ask that you check the deck pockets, closets, and overhead bins for any articles you may have brought with you. Extra care should be taken when opening the overhead bins as heavy articles may have shifted during our flight. On behalf of your entire flight crew, it's been our pleasure serving you this morning.
422 is clearance of the runway, request exit to parking.
Qantas 422, taxi via Bravo Charlie. The gate Delta 8.
Via Bravo Charlie to gate Delta 8, Qantas 422.
Ground, New Zealand 703 is cleared of the runway. Request taxi parking.
New Zealand 703, taxi via Charlie Bravo Alpha. The gate 55.
Via Charlie Bravo Alpha to gate 55. New Zealand 703.
Jetstar 954, hold your position.
Holding our position. Jetstar 954.
Ground, Rex 519er is cleared of the runway. Request taxi parking.
Rex 519er, taxi via Delta. The gate Foxtrot 15.
Via Delta to gate Foxtrot 15. Rex 519er.
Jetstar 954, continue taxi.
Roger. Jetstar 954.
ground. Q-link to 181 is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Q-link 2181, taxi via Alpha Bravo 1 Bravo Charlie to gate Delta 64.
Via Alpha Bravo 1 Bravo Charlie to gate Delta 64. Q-link to 181.
Ground 660, request taxi.
660, taxi via Charlie Uniform Alpha 6 at runway 34 left.
Via Charlie Uniform Alpha 6 at runway 34 left 660.
Ground Rex 955 is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Rex 955, taxi via Uniform Tango Sierra to gate Foxtrot 13.
Via Uniform Tango Sierra to gate Foxtrot 13 Rex 955.
Hold your position.
Hold in our position, 660.
Ground velocity 1175. Who's clear of the runway, request taxi to parking.
Velocity 1175, taxi via Delta to gate Delta 35.
Via Delta to gate Delta 35, velocity 1175.
Ground, Q-link 2107 is cleared of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Q-Link 2107, taxi via Charlie to gate Delta 68.
Via Charlie to gate Delta 68. Q-Link 2107.
Rock Jetstar 49er is clear to the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Jetstar 49er, taxi via Uniform Lima Bravo Charlie to gate Delta 55.
Via Uniform Lima Bravo Charlie to gate Delta 55. Jetstar 49er. Rock Q-Link 1425. Request startup and pushback.
Q-Link 1425, startup and pushback approved.
Approved. Q-Link 1425.
Ground, Monsis 145, request taxi. Monsis 145, taxi via Juliet Kilo Charlie, Golf Echo at runway 25. Via Juliet Kilo Charlie, Golf Echo at runway 25. Monsis 145.
Rock Q-Link 1425. Request taxi.
Q-Link 1425, taxi via Charlie Alpha Tango 6 at runway 34 right.
Via Charlie Alpha Tango 6 to runway 34 right. Q-Link 1425.
Grant 40, request taxi.
40, taxi via India November Tango 3 Alpha 6 at runway 34 left.
Via India November Tango 3 Alpha 6 to runway 34 left 40.
Ground velocity 938 is cleared of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Velocity 938, taxi via Bravo Charlie to gate Delta 43.
Via Bravo Charlie to gate Delta 43, velocity 938.